Welcome everyone to the DuoQueue podcast, a podcast where we discuss all the recent developments in League of Legends and the Oceanic community. My name's Alicifer and I'm joined by my co-host Bensin.
Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. We're joined today by Minkywhale from Team Avant, Garde, Ascension and Voku from Team NV. How are you guys going?
Oh, me? Oh, hello, I'm good. Just came back from gym. I feel like really swollen and shit. So yeah, I'm good.
I'm not too bad. I've been asleep all day doing nothing, so pretty good.
Excellent. All right, so let's get started in this. First of all, Benson, what do you want to ask them?
I just want to go straight to the point, essentially, and I want to talk about some of the roster swaps in the NA considering you both, Minky is a pro gamer in Oceania, and Voku is the manager for Team NV. I just want to talk about some of the roster swaps for Team Solo Mid. So, like, the odd one for Amazing, and Special moving into Curse, and all that kind of stuff. Like, what is your opinion on it all? What do you think's going to come from it?
Minky?
Minky,
me?
go for it.
Why do I always have to go first, man? Okay. So let's start with the odd one, I guess. I think the odd one's like getting old. Honestly, like he's getting old. He's slipping. He even had said it himself that like he's just losing his mechanics. So them getting in Amazing, I think, is a good choice. He's young. He's up and coming. He gets all the bitches. So yeah, definitely. I think that's a good choice for TSM there. Yeah, you want to go for the next one, Voku?
Special moving to Curse? Well, I can kind of see the decision to do it. Like, at the moment is in basically a team game, and if he's going to be making snarky comments that are going to affect the team, I don't really blame them for wanting to put him on the bench. But the biggest shock was Curse picking him up. Like, no one actually saw that coming because he was like, maybe I'll get back on TSM, maybe I wouldn't. But in all honesty, like, Special is still one of the best supports in North America, so I think Curse have found themselves a solid support.
And with Glee Glabu coming in, whoever the heck that is, the new support for TSM.
Who the hell is Glee Glabu?
Yep, he's the new support, and I have heard nothing about him, and I was wondering if either of you have.
No, I haven't. But I heard a rumor that Especially got kicked because he grass cutted Reginald. So like, you know, this is a rule in gamers, right? There's not many girls in League who play League of Legends, right? So whenever someone gets someone, you kind of like, you know, so you kind of like, yeah, you got to watch out for grass cutting in LoL because, you know, it causes tension.
And he's the alpha, so like, you know, you don't want to mess with Reggie.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely understandable.
Don't touch his girl.
Alright, so I just want to ask Voku, how would you feel, because we did see that decline in attitude coming out from Special, how do you think that they could have maybe worked on improving that, and how do you think a team as a group could work to not only fix one person's attitude, but the overall attitude of everyone?
It's kind of hard to say without knowing the actual story behind it. Like, it's easy for me to say, yeah, it was his attitude, but at the end of the day, a team really can't fix one person's attitude overnight. If they're not willing to make the change, like, as he stated, he would make snarky comments to people when he would be trying to word it, like, in a different way. If he's not willing to try and make the change, then the team can only put up with so much. They can help, and it will only get them so far.
And what about you, Minky?
I think that a player's attitude is a combination of all of his team's attitude plus his own, like, due to his personal experiences. But like, when you play with a team, like how your team reacts kind of affects how you react. So if your team never tilts, then it's really hard for one player just to start tilting. If his team never tilts, if his team's always positive. So I think more on Special's case, like if he's passively aggressive, it's because maybe his team's a bit aggressive as well. Maybe his team, you know, they just don't react to, like, you know, him trying to help them out. So he just doesn't be aggressive with them. He just, you know, makes comments, like just remarks and stuff, because, you know, maybe like when he does like say stuff and he does speak out, like they don't listen. I can see Reginald doing that because he's pretty stubborn. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Reggie. Sorry, but yeah, I think I definitely think like a player's attitude is like heavily revolved around his team's attitude as well. So yeah.
Mhm.
And we saw that with Chaox getting the boot essentially when Chaox rocked up late to that tournament or whatever it was because he was drinking, he was hungover or something along those lines. And there's also a couple of videos on the net of Reggie and Xpecial clashing a lot. So I guess kind of makes sense, like with the whole dropout and stuff. But Reggie asked Curse to take Xpecial, I believe, before he was even before Xpecial even got asked to step down. So. Yeah, basically, I don't know.
Do you think that that was a good way to do it, to then give him a new home, or do you think he'll not benefit Curse much?
Minky?
Yeah, you want to go first, Dan? Go.
Well, I haven't really been paying much attention to it, but I think Reginald handled the situation in a mature way, whereas because there's two ways he could have approached it. The way he did, or the way of just promising him, like, oh yeah, man, you can come back on TSM. Like, he basically went out and did all the hard work to find Xpecial a new home that he thinks he would be suitable on. Like, he's basically saying, look, dude, it's not going to work out between us. We can try and stay friends. I've found you a new team to play on, so you're not completely screwed. I'm trying to help you out as best as I can as your boss and friend. So I think he handled it all like really well for the situation he got put into.
Yep.
And next we'll go into we'll shift from TSM over to Dignitas and speak about how Cruiser is now the new top laner as opposed to Zion Spartan. And Golden Glue for Shifter, whoever Golden Glue is. Like, do either of you have like something to shine on that?
Yeah. Oh, go.
Go, Minky.
Dan.
No,
Okay,
after
well,
you.
Other way in.
Okay,
sorry.
so I have notes on this. I've been studying. Okay, so
Totally messed that up.
sorry, it's alright. Okay, so the first two players were the Dig players, right? It was Cruiser for Zion Spartan. I think they're
That's what I was
both
going
like,
for.
yep. I think they're both like quite, I don't know, inconsistent is the word. So like the swaps, maybe it's like probably a swap for like based on player attitude, because like I think their game style is the same and their mechanics are quite similar. So not sure about that. In terms of Golden Clue for Shifter, I think Shifter's the best. Like he's at least like the second best like mid laner in EU LCS. So that's a good pickup for Dig for sure. Over Golden Glue. Dan?
I'm gonna be completely biased on this one because I personally know Shifter and Zion. Basically the Zion for like over Cruiser, I agree with Minky, but I do feel like Zion has fatal flaws that I think maybe going to Dignitas he can fix. And Minky pretty much summed up the whole Shifter. Like, he's pretty much maybe second best mid in North America at the moment. Like, his gameplay is perfect. Hopefully now that they picked them both up, like, you see the trash talk on Twitter between Monty and Odie. It's like, maybe getting these two will give them a kick in the ass. Like, hey, we can work on this if we have good players that will be willing to play.
I was watching Scar's stream the other day, just talking more about Shifter. He was saying that he agrees with everyone's that Shifter is certainly one of the best mid laners out at the moment, but he was saying that he also had an issue with rotations. Do you agree with that? Thank you.
I think teams' rotations are based on the captain's calls. So, the captain normally calls for rotations like mid laner come now, top laner come now. A bit of it is being aware of when to rotate, but I don't think it's a problem that like is hard to fix, really. So I think he's already got the mechanics down. If he just works on his teamwork and his rotations, that's like no problem for him, and he'll be good. Yeah.
And Voku, you said you knew them personally. How did you meet them? Like, what was that through?
Basically when we were over in North America, like, I was just like everyone else, a lowly silver shitter.
I was gold. I was gold.
Wow, you went up on me. Anyway, yeah, like, I just put in the hard effort, practice, and then one day I just got introduced to Shifter, and I basically known him for 2 years. And when he got picked up by Good Game University, as they were first known, like they used to just come on Ventrilo and we just hang out, play normals, and talk a lot. So it just became like friendships from there.
It's pretty cool.
Did he teach you anything cool from that?
He just used to call me a shitter all the time, and he's like, "Damn, Voku, you're bad." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm Australian. Leave me alone."
All right,
Blame
let's
the
talk a little bit more about team rotations. We've seen the Korean push every tower in the top lane / bot lane at 5 minutes to inhib strat. Now, myself as a viewer finds that rather boring to watch, but as a team playing in the competitive role, you guys find this obviously find this really effective because you're continually doing it. Could you explain more about why you do that? Let's start off with Minky.
The question was why we find it, why we do it, or why we like doing it.
Well, kind of both.
Okay, well, the reason why we do it is because it works. The only way to counter a 4v0 is a 4v0. You can take down the tower fast, you can rotate, and you can defend your turrets as well. But the reason why it's fun is because it's a bit more, it adds a bit more like strategy to the game rather than just belting each other in top lane and like waiting for something to happen. Like it relies more on teamwork and rotations, and there's more to the 4v0 than most people think. There's a lot of like elements such as freezing the creep wave, like baiting creeps out, taking jungle together. Then there's like rotations. I don't know, there's like a lot to it, like to getting ahead. And most teams, like most of the lower level teams, they just see it as, you know, just us going forward top and taking the tower and backing off and then doing whatever we want. But like there's so much more to it. And I know there's like lots of things that you can do with the 4v0 that people don't really pay attention to. And I think the casters miss it as well. But yeah, I don't really want to give out team strategies. So yeah, I'll just say like it's just interesting, and it's quite fun to like mess around with like different strategies. Like yeah, the 4v0 just like adds another element to the game, and I like it.
Do you have anything more to add to that, Voku?
It just basically breaks the whole meta because, as Minky says, like top lane as it was a pretty standard lane. It was like AFK farm for about 15 minutes. Whoever got jungler up there first would probably win lane. Like that's what top lane used to be. But going into the four person tower push, it just changed the way the game was played. And when it first came out, people didn't know how to counter it, and that's what shook everyone. Like they were amazed by this strategy that no one's seen before and how effectively it works and how quickly they can snowball a game from just getting 2 towers and then rotating to another lane and taking objectives. So it just basically changed how the game was played and how people thought about the game in general.
A bit of the change, like, of the question it's about the meta, but why are the supports in mid becoming more prevalent? I know that you played a lot of mid lane, Minky, for a very long time. Why is it that Soraka mid and then the Lulu mid suddenly like taking off and becoming huge? Why do you think it happened? Why did it happen?
I think 2 things. The first thing is that heal got buffed, so it's really hard to kill mid laners now. So going aggressive mid laners, you can't really capitalize anymore because it's really hard to kill them with the heal. Secondly, is because of 4v0s. When you 4v0, there's a lot of rotation, so the mid laner doesn't get as much farm as they traditionally did. So going support mid laners, you don't need items to scale into late game. I think that's another reason. So yeah, I hope that answered the question. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Can I add something onto that?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Basically, there's also another reason to why the supports became so popular in mid lane. If you remember at like the start when they introduced the Feral Flare, they also increased certain supports. So, i.e. Lulu, if you build straight AP, you get extra movement speed with the more AP you have. So people started tinkering with the idea like, hang on, if I play Soraka mid lane and get like 400 AP, this can happen. Or if I get 500 AP on Lulu, like for an example, Heaven's Curse, he ended up doing the math. You can get an extra 85% movement speed with your E, and you can just run around the entire map, ganking wherever you want or CSing wherever you want. They just became powerful in their own aspect.
And anyway, back to the flare. You mentioned the flare. What is your opinion on it? What do you think it does as opposed to, Lizard Elder, Golem and stuff like that? Do you find that the flare meta is better or worse? Because I find, like, when I'm solo queuing and stuff like that, that a lot of the flare junglers, they make very, very little impact and can cause the game to snowball. And I just want to know what your opinion on it as, like, a competitive player and as a manager is. Like, what do you recommend? Do you recommend the flare, or do you recommend the Spirit Stone items, or what?
Voku, go first.
Look, in my honest opinion, it was an interesting change for how junglers were, because jungle has always been a 50-50 chance. Like, you look at Season 2 where junglers were completely broken, then they nerfed junglers, and then they, like, here, have this new item. Well, it basically gave people like Rippy a chance to do what they did best, AFK farm. And it rewarded them in their own little way. You could spend maybe 17 minutes farming instead of ganking, but that means your lanes could be getting pressured, or you could be getting ganked. Or once you get your flare and get a decent amount of stacks, you can come out and carry, like, from the jungle perspective. It gave them a chance to do something other than just ganking, go back and farming, whereas now they can just pretty much AFK farming. As for the ancient golem items, if you ask around, like, the OCE scene, junglers still think they're good. It's just that people are so bent on the flare meta at the moment that they're completely forgetting about champions like Lee Sin and Kha'Zix, that if you put them in a 1v1 situation against, like, a Master Yi or a DR, they're going to come out on top. So you can shut down the flare jungle easy and deny them the chance of getting big with their stacks.
So we see a lot of Yis and Warwicks and all that coming out. Do you feel that it's put the meta in a better place, or do you just think it's kind of a bit of a refreshing change, but it will simmer down after everyone's kind of gotten over the Feral Flare?
I think Feral Flare is the most disgusting item in the game. It just, every solo queue player just buys Feral Flare and sits in the jungle for 20 minutes while I lose top lane, get really angry, and just want to kill myself. No joke. Feral Flare is just, it's so bad. Like, it's good in solo queue because, one, you can carry the game if you just farm for 30 minutes. Typical examples, I don't want to point anyone out, but, like, if you play Shyvana and you build a Feral Flare, you can pretty much kill anyone at, like, level 11 if you have Feral Flare. The problem with that is when you translate that into competitive play, building Feral Flare means you have to farm, right? And in the 4v0 meta, you don't get much time in the jungle. It's mostly you pushing towers and rotating. So it's kind of not really effective in the meta right now. But they nerfed it just because it was too OP in solo queue. So right now, I don't think it's a viable item in competitive yet. But yeah, like, I'm pretty sure they're trying to twerk it to make it work in the competitive and solo queue. But right now, it's a bit too broken in solo queue and absolutely useless in competitive.
So you would say that a big counter to the Feral Flare is definitely, like, the rotation meta, where it's like the 4 people top and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Okay. What about the whole? There's a lot more top laners using teleport now. I rarely see anything with Ignite. Like, Mickey, you're a top laner. Give it shine, shed some light.
I love the teleport meta. It's because I always lose lane though. But, like, so
Faith in yourself. You don't always play Renekton.
So the teleport meta, it enables you to late invade, and get to your lane in time. If you go Ignite, you can't late invade. Late invade leads into 4v0s as well. So it's more about that as well. So grabbing teleport lets you late invade, gives you the 4v0 opportunity, and lets you play your lane safe. You can pretty much teleport back in, and the cooldown's only 3 minutes, which is pretty OP if you TP to a tower. So I think it was that buff, mainly that buff, that made the meta, the 4v0 meta, and the TP meta at top as well. But I think once it gets nerfed, everything will go back to normal, which kind of sucks. Also, I think Ignite isn't as good anymore because of heal, because heal removes the Ignite buff as well. So, you know, people are moving away from Ignite and moving towards Teleport because one, heal got buffed, two, Teleport got buffed. And Distortion Boots too, if that counts. They buffed that as well.
Do you have any more meta thoughts on the teleport change there, Voku?
I agree with Minky. Like, having teleport in the top lane is huge. It just gives top laner much more presence than what they used to have. Basically, people have to be wary. It's like, oh, we can go for dragon. It's 4v5. No. Jungle top laner teleports in full HP, and he can turn around that fight in an instant. So it can make or break a team fight. It can get you to save a tower. Having teleport is pretty much stock standard in top lane now.
Yeah, it really is. Now, just talking about the the summoner heal buff and now nerfed so that the healing reduction on the second cast of heal, you don't benefit from it as much. How do you guys feel that that has affected bot lane running double heal and just generally people taking multiple heals on a team? Minky?
I don't play bot lane.
Okay.
No. Just kidding.
I can answer it.
Okay, go.
It was straight out gay, the heal meta. Not gonna lie, like, people could run Nidalee with heal, and then you'd have ADC and support with heal and Araka. It was just like never die team comp. So Riot knew it was broken. They knew that giving heal the movement speed and the debuff ability was strong enough as it was. So they decided to remove the stacking effects, which I think fixed it, and it started causing people to start grabbing exhaust and stuff like that in the bot lane. And it goes back onto what Minky said, like, Ignite's pretty useless now. It's just mainly heal and exhaust in bot lanes.
So heal does give a little more MS than Ghost. It's 2 seconds, isn't it? The heal buff, the speed.
Yes.
I think it's 2 seconds. Yeah. In bot lane, because I'm an AD carry, the double heal meta was insane. It was just you couldn't kill anyone, and as soon as mid game came around with a top laner who's really tanky like Renekton or Heimerdinger, it just became like absolutely insane. You couldn't kill anyone because it was just everyone was like zipping around a team fight, and it was horrible. It was like the worst experience.
No, it was pretty gay. No, it's just
it was pretty fun. Yeah. Now some thoughts on some changes. Kassadin. What do you think Kassadin is right now? Because I see him once every 30 games now, as opposed to being banned every single game. What do you think? Like, what have they done to him? Do you see him as a top laner at all, Minky? Do you see him? What is he?
I don't definitely think he's not a top laner. He's definitely a mid laner. I think it just took everyone a long time to adjust to the new Kassadin changes. I'm pretty sure when he came out, no one played him because they just thought he was trash. But recently he's been played a lot in the OC meta. I know Chief Swift is playing him from IM. I know Keen's playing him, and I know Kenzie's playing him. They're all three of them. They're starting to main Kassadin. I think he's getting back into meta. He's got good roaming potential. He can pick up TP and he can get kills easily. I just think it just took us a while to adjust and to learn him. But yeah, I think he'll be making a lot of appearances in winter, in ban phase and in pick phase.
I hope so. And we've also got the changes to Twitch as well. What are your thoughts on Twitch now, Voku?
I absolutely love playing him. Like,
Rat-tat-tat.
I hate the ulti name. Like, I wish they just kept it as spray and pray because that sounds so much better.
Just imagine it being casted, Voku. Just like rat-a-tat-tat. Just so many words.
Dude, it's so just so bad if it's on a streaming environment. It's like, and he's using rat-a-tat-tat. It's like, it just does not roll off the tongue nicely. But anyway, like, I think the visual update really helped Twitch's popularity. Like, the Koreans have been playing him for a while. He's sleeper ADC because of his huge burst potential with his poison. And I also think the expunge being able to be seen on like the range when you attack a champion actually helped him out a lot, because 90% of the time when people play Twitch, they're like, oh, I think I can expunge. I think I can do it. No, they just miss out on the kill by like 100 HP. And it kind of gave him the little push over the edge on what he needed. They made his auto attack smoother. They basically reworked how everything was dealt with him. And you can see it, like, he's played like 60% of the time now. People pick him up.
Do you find his little "I'm here" thing to be a little bit of a threat? Because Twitch used to make no noise when he, like, apart from like a, but now he actually screams out like "I'm here." It's like, please focus me. I'm an AD carry.
I think it's funny. Like, I legitimately think it's funny that they added that in. Like, as soon as he comes out of stealth, he just screams out, "I'm here," and it's just like, I don't know. Like, I'm happy with the way they put Twitch at the moment. That's all I can really say.
And
I feel like he's some sort of like evil cackle when he's ulting or something, like an F or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
and now Braum. What are your opinions on him? What do you reckon he'll be like? Because I've seen a few gameplay videos of him. He looks really cool, like really strong. He look like he'll do a lot for the meta simply just for his passive. Like a free stun is absolutely insane. Like, what do you think he's gonna do?
I personally have not seen much of Braum. I only read his skill set, and I heard he was a support, but he looks really cool. I saw the video, I was like, damn, that's awesome, Poros. But anyways, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna play him top. So, good luck, guys. And then that was all we talked about Braum. I think once he comes out, people will like play him, try him out, try builds. But as now, it's all speculation, and I can't really say much about him.
I can't wait to play him in the jungle. Like, that's what I'm excited about. What about you, Voku?
I'm pretty much on the same page as Minky. Like, I haven't really had a chance to play him. I've read his skill set, but after reading his skill set, like, I can already just think of some crazy combinations that would just fit nicely with him. Like, he's growing to shake up how supports are played, since he's going to have that free stun and he's got the shield. Like, it's basically having a tanky support bot lane. It's like Leona, but with no, instead of like her E and stun, he has his R and shield.
And just talking about like him, his ultimate is like a massive glacial path that slows for something like 80% whilst you're on it, and then
And not as
decays.
well.
Yeah, and then decays after 0.5 seconds, I think. But that's huge. If you're still standing on it, that slows. Like, how do you think that that's going to affect team fights? And what sort of team compositions could you find that would be best with?
I've got one. Like, if you think about it, like, you could probably run Rumble with him, because
I was thinking Rumble.
like, if you can get Rumble to the point in the game where people will be scared of his ultimate because of what it does, you just lay down a R with Rumble ulti. It's just like, well, you're stuck there now. You're knocked up. You're going to take the full effect. It's going to be the next wombo combo type of thing.
Just imagine like a Rumble and Nivea Braum, just like all on one team. Just the amount of walls and like want to keep someone in one place at one time. I think it would be a lot of fun. Minky, what about you? You're a top laner. What top laners would fit with Braum?
I don't know. A Trundle? I just play Trundle into everything. So
Just have like a
my team is like, so Minky, which champion are you playing this game? And I'm like, oh, we should play either Trundle or Trundle. So
You're basically the Froggen of OCE, yeah, Minky?
Yep.
Alright, so why do you think Trundle's so good? Let's just touch on it.
Okay, well, Trundle is like one of those champions that can do everything. So he's good early mid and he's good late. He's a tank who does damage. He's good with TP. He's good with Ignite. He can take towers easy. He can split easy, and he has sustain. So he's pretty much the whole package. And he's a troll, and he loves clubbing, and I love clubbing too. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You do seem like a party animal, Minky.
Oh,
Just looking
thanks.
at you. Yeah.
Thanks.
Maybe you should put the hoodie back on just to let everyone
No.
see it.
No, I can't. I'll mess my
Oh.
hair up. I got it nice and frizzy for you guys.
He's actually going out after the podcast, so
I wish.
So, you guys excited for All Stars? Yes?
Yes.
No?
Very excited.
Wow.
Very
I'm
excited. I'm so excited.
Stars.
I think there's some event on at I think it's the RMIT, something like that. Something in Melbourne, and people have been asking me to go. I might go. Otherwise, I'll just hang back with like the AV boys and watch it with some alcohol or something.
There's gonna be heaps of us going. You should come.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, I'll be somewhere. I'll be watching it for sure. I don't really watch All Stars because I'd rather just look at myself in the mirror. But I'm kidding. I'm just joking. No, but I don't really watch LCS or All Stars. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. Hopefully, I enjoy it. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give it a go. And yeah, how about you guys? How do you find All Stars? Like, have you watched the last one and stuff?
are you
Mhm.
interviewing us now?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's like reverse now. It's our turn to shine. We got
No, I think it's awesome. I'm just excited to see Faker. Like, wait, is Faker even in it? No, he's not. Is he?
No, he
Wait.
is. He's
Oh, no,
on-
I'm thinking about the teams, the two teams.
I'm just happy to see Toys in the Hexakill mode.
Good old toys. But I don't know. I'm excited to see it. I love seeing like people who can't speak English play people who can speak English. I think it'll be absolutely amazing.
Jesus.
Well, it's true that it'll be fun. It'll be awesome. I'm excited. I just want to see Mad Life, like more Mad Life. And
Mad
maybe you could give some like pointers to some of the Korean top laners about Heimerdinger. Why Heimerdinger? Can you please just enlighten us? It's been on the tip of my tongue all night. Why do you play Heimerdinger top, and why do you love it so goddamn much?
Okay. So like when I was a mid laner, I was like trying out Heimerdinger for fun. I was just playing him, and like he's really good. And then I tried him in the jungle, and he was really good. And then I played him in top, and he was really good as well. And then they played him in one game in some OGN Korean thing.
Game.
Yeah, something like that. And then like I was like, oh, Heimerdinger works. So when we were at Supernova with all the pro players, like we were all gathered around, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna bring a Heimerdinger and kick all your asses. And they were like, yeah, whatever, Minky, because like they're never versed the Heimerdinger top. No one even knew it existed, right? And yeah, that was what it was, the element of surprise and the fact that Heimerdinger was actually quite strong. So, that's why I put it out. But I probably won't anymore because everyone knows how to counter it now.
I don't know. I liked that Banner of Command first item. It was beautiful.
Wouldn't that be a burn to lose to a Heimerdinger Banner of Command top?
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh God, Minky. I'm sorry.
Facts.
I'm sorry for shit talking you at Supernova.
Sorry.
All right. Now going back to the All Stars thing again. Who are your guys' favorite in the competition? Not just in All Stars, but in the whole world's events. Do you guys have any favorite people that you like seeing? My favorites, Froggen and Alex Ich, even though he left Gambit. Makes me really sad. You guys said Mad Life and Faker. Anything else?
Mad Life is the best.
I am happy just to see Toys play. Like, he streams every once in a while, and just watching him play, it's like, god damn, now I know why he won season 2. Like, he is a mechanical god. Like, he just does everything perfectly. And they're finally forcing Froggen to play Anivia in a game.
Yes.
I really wanted.
Currently.
Yeah,
I
really
don't care. Sorry, Minky.
You may speak, Minky.
That's fine. Sorry. I really wanted to see C9 high in playing Worlds, but he's in hospital or whatever. He's my favorite because he's a banana.
He's a beautiful man.
It's yellow on the outside and white on the inside, like me. But yeah,
Nah, I'm gonna
banana. He's a banana. Love him.
I'm just gonna really go through like a really personal question. This is for you, Minky, but how does it feel knowing that Oceania didn't get a representative, and like how does it make you feel about your play in comparison to the All Stars?
My play.
Yeah, like how you play. How do you, your skill level, relative skill levels, yeah.
Well, I actually don't know, like, mainly because I don't really watch that much, but like, I kind of like, I love the OC scene. I love how close we are, and I love how competitive we are. So like, I'm really happy with just being in this scene for now. And like, if the opportunity arises that I can go into another scene, then I'll start looking over. But like, right now I'm content. I think we're at a good skill level, and whoever makes it to wildcards will have a good chance. So, yeah, but it's just something we have to wait and see because it's hard to say because of different metas that we have to the worlds and stuff like that.
So do you reckon that like in a year's time we might see a Earth game and Minky playing Hyberdinger?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Just seeing your face on screen, just smiling. I told you so.
Suckers. I knew it was good.
What's your opinion on it, Voku? What do you feel? Like, how do you feel that OS matches up to the rest of the world? You're a manager. You got to say something good,
That's the thing. I can't say anything good. Like, okay. Like, OC has some of the best kids I've seen. Like, coming from North America, where everyone used to say, oh, Australia's shit because you guys have, like, 200 ping, this and that. We had kids that were making it into Diamond and Challenger over there. And as soon as we got our own server, we could notice the difference. So, like, but that, at the end of the day, like, the rest of the world still sees us as those, like, unskilled players because we're from Australia. Yeah, we're yet to make a huge impact on them where we're like, hey guys, suck it, we're better than you now, Like, they're like, OC Challenger is like Bronze Challenger in North America.
Every other region, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's Bronze. It's like, you got Challenger and OC? Man, it's just like Silver. Nothing big, man, It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's actually very saddening. I mean, if I tell anyone that I played with on NA that I got Diamond on Oceania, they're like, what are you, Silver or something? Oh, okay.
And it doesn't really have the confidence, does it?
No.
Alright, well, let's just touching on a little bit more about that. What do you think Oceanic scene can do to improve to get to that standard of level of play?
We need an opportunity to play versus the other teams.
Yes.
In other regions. That's the only way we can get to their level. Right now, we don't really have that. So, they have the opportunity to verse the Korean teams, the Chinese teams like at Worlds and like at all these events that they get to go to. We're pretty much like secluded. So as soon as we get the opportunity to get out there, we'll have that experience and we can build off that. But yeah, until then, we're stuck in our own, and we're like the Aboriginals and they're like England. So they're gonna like invade us in, Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That metaphor! So good.
I think the hand actions is what had it. Like, just beautiful.
I'm done.
And speaking of the Chinese at the qualifiers, how do you feel about the Chinese team joining the NALCS? Like, what do you think that's going to do? Because C9, TSM, like those kind of teams are top dogs. And how do you feel? What do you think? The Chinese team's going to do to that? Voku.
I think they're honestly gonna stomp. Like, making the move over, I can't really say I understand their reasonings because the Chinese and the Koreans take gaming really serious. So unless they just gone, we can do way better in North America, clean up and make a shit ton of money and leave, good on them. But it goes to show already that teams are scared of them because they refused to get in queue when they were doing rank 5's practice. That just goes to show that they are a powerhouse and people are scared to verse them.
Jesus. Yes.
What about you, Minky?
Oh, I really think LMQ entering the scene is a good thing for the scene. Definitely a good thing. One is that it brings over the Asian fans onto the NA scene, which is a plus. The second is it brings diversity to the scene. It gives them new metas to learn off. So if C9 are versing like Chinese metas, then they can like practice for worlds against the other Chinese teams and stuff like that. So in a way, I think it really improves the scene, and they should be happy that LMQ are coming over, and they should be like wanting more teams from other scenes to come over as well. Yeah.
How, like, we see that a lot of like Korean teams and the Chinese change up the meta quite a bit. Now, you just said that you're expecting it, but do you have any sort of foresight as to how that they could change the meta, or just any thoughts on, I don't know, difference?
Um. Okay. Well, like each region has its own meta because like they all think different. They play it in solo queue. They're like, oh, this is good, and then one team tries it, and then another team tries it. Like it just spreads on. And I think it's not really region based. It's like kind of like different individuals thinking of things that will work, and then people catching on. That's how metas are formed. And it kind of is hard for it to spread from one region to another because it's not common in that region. So that's why the Korean and the Chinese metas are different to the NA metas. Is that the question? Sorry.
And Oceanic, like, what is Oceania's meta? What is it? Because like we do a lot of different things, and I still remember when the meta like really changed the game, where it was Moscow 5 versus, I can't remember the team, but they had an Urgot solo bottom, they had a roaming Alistar, a jungle Lee Sin. I can't remember the other two picks, but like that's when I found that the meta really just like stepped up a level. Like, what do you think of Oceania's? Like, what do you think it is?
I think our meta is like heavily influenced by other metas, because we don't really have a pro scene that plays against each other a lot. If that makes sense. Like, so for LCS, they play against each other every week, so they're constantly forming new strategies. Ours, we just look at what they do and then we just copy them because we don't really need to think outside the box because we hardly verse each other. We verse each other like once a month, twice a month max, and they verse each other like once a week, if that makes sense. But like, yeah, I feel like our meta is pretty close to like the NA meta, pretty much, because that's where most of the pro players watch. Well, that's what I watch personally. I watch a lot of Bjergsen and TSM, Cloud9 and stuff. So that's where our team gets our strategies from, and a bit from Korea as well. But yeah, I don't see us making our own meta very much. Besides maybe Heimerdinger and Trundle being contested picks top. Like everything else is just pretty much standard. I haven't seen anything special. Have you, Voku?
Yeah, our meta is just consistent pauses and, this champion's for this champion. That's our meta in a nutshell.
Make sure you pick Lucian. Yeah, they're beautiful. It's
Oh man, no, Soraka's Lucian, man. I don't own that champion. It's just a filler, I swear.
Oh.
Sums up our meta.
Yeah, just you have to pick Renekton. It's how it works in Oceania.
No, it's just stock standard OCE. Like, oh man, major game, 6 pauses. Yeah, let's make it one more. Keep the crowd on their feet.
Oh shit, top lane is DC'd again.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
Oh no, Minky needs to go to the toilet. Better pause. Yep,
Hey, that's never happened before. It wasn't toilet. I needed water. Sorry. I mean, it was urgent.
Apparently. Well, so we were just talking about the Australian meta. We also just had our ACL qualifiers. Now, we saw a lot of push strategy in that. Do you think that is... Do you feel like you need to be a top team to be able to get away with that kind of strategy? Or do you think that is just a go ham kind of feel to the game now?
I got this one. It goes back to what we were talking at the start of the thing. It's the 4-man split push. Like, there's actually a bit more to it behind, like, than what people think. It's like, oh, hey, we just send 4 people top and we can push towers. Like, I can't really go into a lot of detail, but if you watch enough games, anyone can actually do it. Like I've seen silver-rated players in normals pull it off perfectly. It's like how did you learn this? You're like, oh, we just watched Korean OGN and just thought it would be cool to try it.
That was not me.
So good.
Who has a pet walrus? What the?
Oh my god.
Be professional, Voku.
Don't look at me, man.
Alright. So, we saw it in pretty much every single game. You say that it's just becoming the norm now because it's just so efficient for you guys. Now, we didn't see IM featured in our ACL because they'd already qualified for the finals. Were you guys surprised with your teams that did get in, or were you kind of a bit like, we are a bit tentative as to whether or not we are so sure we can get in?
Okay, I'll go first. My team has been practicing like crazy hard. Like, we played like at least 30 scrims in the last week, like before ACL. We were like cramming everything in. We were practicing. We were getting everything down packed. We were doing 4v0 drills. We were actually like versing bots with drills. Like, so we were like ultra prepared, and we kind of knew like all the teams' availabilities and how much they were practicing as well, because we kept asking them for scrims and they wouldn't scrim us. So we came in really confident. We played really well and we were really happy with the result. So we were kind of expecting it and we got it. So, you know, we're all quite happy about that. Well, my team especially. Yeah. Your turn, Voku.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. We got the easiest bracket in ACL, like legit. Everyone knows it. Might as well just say it. But no, Minky's right. Like, I give mad props to AVA. Like, losing to NV at Autumn Regionals, like, they just came back and practiced so hard. Like, they beat us in the finals for the top seed. And it was just a huge wake-up call to my team. It was like, we practice, but just going off of individual skills is not going to cut it anymore, because it's becoming a team-oriented game where everyone has to start working together. Like, it's not just, oh, first mate's 12-1, he can carry. Or Pat's doing really good in the middle, he can carry. So, like, losing to them was the biggest wake-up call for us. Like, we knew we were going to get in, but at the same time, there are a lot of teams that are up and coming. Like, I give respect to like Little Doritos. They formed maybe a week ago with some of the best players there are at the moment, and they gave us a run for our money. Like, they went toe to toe with us and they took a game off us. Like, it just goes to show that if you practice hard enough, and like Minky said, if you just want to show that you're motivated and dedicated to do it, like, you can see the results after like a short amount of time.
And what are your thoughts on the top 8 of the region? Like, do you think it's going to change at all, or?
Well, can I name them? Can I predict them?
Go for it.
Okay. IM. All right, I got fingers. Hang on. Okay, here we go. IM, NV, AV, the other AV team, Dignitas Curse, AKG, and Chief Swifters Bandits.
Which team's that?
I made it up. Hang on, wait. I can't remember the last team.
I think you're forgetting about the potato team from the land.
Oh, your Soul Shell Chopper. Yeah, they're good too. I think that will be the top 8. That'll be awesome.
What about you, Voku?
It's pretty, like, I have to go with exactly what Minky said. Like, it's pretty much going to be those top 8. Maybe someone can shock us and lose, who knows, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Like, every team has their strong points and every team has their weak points. So
is IM going to be knocked out of the top spot anytime soon, in your opinion?
in my honest opinion, I think it's coming. Like,
It's coming.
this is just my opinion. Like, the way AVA played on Sunday, I do believe they are strong contenders to beat IM. And yeah, like I think IM have realized it.
And who do you think's gonna knock? Uh,
What do you think, Minky? What do you think about his statement that you guys could knock IM out of their top spot?
Oh, yeah, I think IM have been slacking off a little bit, and when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. You know, they seem really distracted. They scrim as much as they can, but it's not a lot. And yeah, I think the new meta requires a lot of practice. So if they come in rusty, if they come in unpracticed, I think we have a really good shot at it. Yeah.
And do you think any other teams have a good chance of that, or do you think
Nah,
it's
they
just gonna be
suck.
AVA? Oh,
No, just kidding.
Yeah, we suck,
I think,
dog.
yeah. No, I think if like all the other teams, if they put in like all the practice and they put in the preparation, they can definitely take off IM. They can definitely take out IM. The way they're practicing right now, I definitely think that a lot of teams have a good chance. Yeah.
So
And,
you guys didn't mention Dignitas. Sorry, I just really want to ask. You guys, what are your thoughts on Dignitas?
I did say Dignitas.
yeah, I thought he did.
He did say it.
You I like how you laughed there, Voku. You don't think so much.
I'll go for Dignitas. Here we go. They're just like roster swapping a lot, and it's kind of weird. Like, they're roster swapping before tournaments. I mean, like they have, you know, they have the Challenger Series today, and they swapped 2 players out before that, and they have, you know, Cyber Gamer on Saturday. Like the roster seems really unstable for like a team such as Dig. Like, you know, with an org like that, like I'm pretty sure they'd want their roster to stay quite stable, and like they'd want like a stable team, and they keep changing, and it's not. I don't know. I just don't think it's good. I just, well, not the roster, but like the switching. I don't think it's good for the team. Yeah.
And is there much of a rivalry between the two AVs? Because I know you're with the other AV team a lot in the gaming house. You stream from there a lot. But is there much of a rivalry? Is there like some kind of vendetta or anything like that? Or is it just like 2 teams going at it?
Okay, well, there's like a bit of banter going between us, like, you know, just like friendly banter. But in general, like, you know, they love me. No, they do. They actually do. It's cool. They like feed me and stuff, and they like, you know, tuck me into bed, make me tea when I'm sick. So yeah, we're actually like quite close, like both the AV teams, with me in the middle, I guess, because I live in the house and I'm in the other team. So I wouldn't say there's much rivalry. We don't really scrim very much together. Like they scrim their own teams and we scrim our own teams. So yeah, we're just pretty much like mates, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
I reckon it's about time that we ask one of the biggest questions of this stream. And it's going to go straight at Minky. Now, actually, no, we're going to go Voku first. We're going to give Minky a little preparation time. Voku, how did you get your name?
I honestly really don't remember. Like, I'm probably oldest. Like, Jinx is like the same age as me. I'm 23. I've had this gaming tag since I was like 11, and it's just always stuck with me. I don't honestly remember how I got it. I'm just like, oh yeah, man, this looks cool. I'll use it. And then every game I went to, I'm just like, yeah, Voku, nah, that's taken. Well, I'm just gonna go troll people with like the most retarded name I can think of. I don't want to listen.
Hey, Minky, where did you get your name?
Are you sure? Benson, are you sure?
Minky, I'm dying to know.
Mackenzie, are you sure?
I haven't heard it actually.
Really? Okay, here we go. Well, okay, so so it's the first year of uni, right? And you know, I got an average score for an Asian, you know, 95. Yeah. And I got into a commerce degree at the University of Sydney, and I was like, yeah, you know, Like last year, I was slacking off and I wasn't studying very much, because I was playing games all the time. This year, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna be Asian. I'm gonna make my parents proud. Do my heritage well. I did all that. So the first week, I went to uni. I went to all my lectures. I was like being a smartass. Had all my books out. Had my textbooks. Carrying them all around, writing notes. Because first week's lectures. It was introductory shit. It was really easy. And then the second week, right, shoot started. Hey, are you sure you haven't heard this story?
I haven't.
Positive.
Okay. So second week, shoot started, right? And I had no friends because Asians at uni. Anyways, didn't have any friends at uni. I was a new kid on the block. And I was like, walked into my first shoot. And it was a stats shoot, and I sat in the corner. Because like there's seats everywhere. Didn't know where to sit. I sat in the corner. Was doing my work. 5 minutes later, right, the hottest chick I've ever seen in my life walks into the room. She's like short. She has a tat. She's like, and she's like tanned, and she's Asian, right? And there's seats everywhere, right? And she sits right next to me, like right next to me. Yeah. By the way, this is a story about how I got my username. So, yep. Okay. So she sits right next to me. She's so hot, and everyone is looking, but I'm looking at the board, do my work, and she's like to me, hey, what are we doing? And I turned over and I looked at her, and I was like, oh, the board, look at on the board, right? She's just like, okay. She's like, we're doing our work, 20 minutes pass. I'm like talking. I'm like to myself. I'm like, Minky, that was so gay. That was poor form, right? You got to do something. You got to man up. I was thinking to myself, you got to man up. So I turned to her and I was like, hey, you didn't even introduce yourself. That was kind of rude. And then she's like, oh, hi, I'm so sorry. I'm Emma. Nice to meet you. I was like, oh, hi, Emma. I'm nice to meet you. Blah blah blah. And she's like, wait. Let me tell you a joke. Let me break the ice. I'll tell you a joke. And I was like, oh, I love jokes. Okay, tell me a joke. Right? And she goes to me. She goes, what's green and invisible? Right? And I'm like, oh. And she's like, an invisible cabbage. So anyways, we got to talking, and I was like, oh, where do you live? I was like, I live in Canley. She's like, no way, I live in Canley, right? So, we're talking, and it's like, so it turns out she's the hottest chick I've ever seen in my life. She goes to the same uni, does the same course, has the same classes, and she lives 2 minutes away from me, right? So she was like my first friend, technically uni buddies. The only problem was I had a girlfriend, and she was Filipino, and you know how Filipinos are, right? Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I dated one.
So yeah, so it was all good. I hang out with this chick a bit, have lunches, just chill out, go to classes, and my girlfriend started getting sus, right? She was like, like, you always hang out with this Emma chick. Do you think she's hot? It was over the phone. And I was like, I knew it was a trap, right? Because like if I said yes, she's hot, I'm fucked. If I said no, she's ugly, then she'd be like, what about me, you bitch? What do you think I am? You think I'm ugly too? So I was like, baby, you're the most beautiful woman in my life. And she's like, oh, I love you. I was like, oh, I love you too. And so I was all good. I was in the clear. Well, obviously she'll sus, right? So, around like 7 weeks passed, I had mid-semester exams. Oh, by the way, this is how I got my username. I'm rushing it for you guys.
I just have to remember.
Okay, so.
Holy crap.
Okay, so 6 weeks passed, had my mid-sems. It was stat exam, the same as my first shoot. So we had to go to the shoot to do the exam, right? And I woke up late. When you wake up late, right? And you're really rushing and stuff. So I woke up late and I was like brushing my teeth. And when you brush your teeth and you get in the shower and you have like a brush shower, like you brush while you're in the shower, right? So I was brushing my teeth and it's like dripping down like my chest and shit because, I like to brush my teeth. And, turning the water and I was still brushing and like it was like down to my,
The nether
area. Yeah, that's the one. Anyways, and I'm just like, I just look up and like there is no water. There's like no water. There's toothpaste everywhere, and I'm just like F word. So I'm like running through my house. I'm like looking for water. I'm turning on the taps. There's no water. I open my fridge and there's like this glass jug, right? Like literally a glass jug of water. And when glass jugs in the fridge and they have like the layer of ice at the top, that's how cold the water was, right?
Wow.
So I took the jug of water, went to the shower, and I was like, I was like,
Can
no.
you do that one more time?
It's like, no, this cannot happen to me. This is not gonna work, right? I was like, no. Wiped myself down. I was like, I texted my friend Emma. I was like, hey Emma, is it okay if I have a shower at your place? I have no water. She's like, yeah, sure, come over, blah blah blah. Do you need clothes? Do you need towels? Like, no, I'm good. So I walked over in my pajamas, had a shower at hers, and I went to the exam, right? And I smashed it. I smashed my exam, right? And then I went home, and my girlfriend was there, and I smashed her. So yeah. So anyways, so when so I was like really sweaty. I was like, babe, I'm gonna quickly wash off. I was like, babe, I'm gonna quickly wash off. Wait, this is all relevant, trust me. I was like, babe, I'm gonna quickly wash off. So I washed off. I went to the shower, washed off, and I walked out of the shower and she's holding my phone and she was like about to like throw it at me. And she's like, what the fuck? She's like, what the fuck? You had a shower at Emma's place? What the fuck is wrong with you? Did you fuck her first as well, you piece of shit? And I was like, baby, I'm sorry. I had no water in the morning, and now I have water. I had a shower, like, it was nothing. Nothing happened, right? And she didn't believe me, and then we broke up, and I was devastated, right? You know how guys are when they break up. They're devastated, right? I just played video games again. I was just back in the spiral. Just like, screw uni, screw girls, video games, right? Yep. So anyways, I was playing video games. I was playing Dota then. And what's it called? Yeah, I didn't go to uni for a whole week, right? 1 whole week. And then my friend Emma was like, hey, you haven't been to uni for a week. What's wrong? Come to uni today. I was like, nah, I can't be fucked. And then she was like, no. So she went and picked me up that day, dragged me on the train to uni, and I'm on the train and I'm moping and stuff. And like, hang on, we lost one. We lost her. We lost.
Hang on, man. Can't tell a story. We need her in here.
Time out. I think she's done. She's done.
You have an incredible memory.
She's done.
Like, I aspire to be like your memory. It is.
Wait, your story made her rage quit, Mickey, according to shots.
Do you want to break the ice with some hats?
Yeah. I'll go.
You go first.
No, you go first.
No, Sam.
Are we doing hat like things?
Limited edition stereo sonic cap with the sticker, snapback, yellow on the back, and it says epic.
Damn.
Yeah, that's mine.
All right, Voku. You had a cute little fuzzy bear before. I want to see it now. No. Yeah, there we go. What? Mickey, I hope you're keeping the story like in your head. Like, we gotta finish this.
There you go.
Wow, you look good.
Thanks,
Alicifer, have you got any cute hats?
Wait.
I'll get mine as well.
Why am I wearing things?
Yo,
that's cool. I like that hat.
I got it for Christmas.
That's cool hat.
Yeah, I was pretty happy.
All right, Minky, where's the rest of your story,
Okay,
bro?
you ready? Okay, so she dragged me on the train. Is that what we're up to? She dragged me on the train?
Yep, she dragged you on the train.
Yep. She dragged me on the train. She's like, you're gonna have to go to uni today. I'm making you go. She picked me up, got me dressed, got me to uni. And we're on the train, and I was like moping, like guys do when they break up, they get really sad and shit. And she's like, all right, fuck this, let's go to the beach, right? So instead of going to uni, we went to Bondi Beach, right? And what do you find in the beach, right? Whales. Yeah, it's coming, right? So we're on the beach, and I was like really, really sad. And I was like, stalking my ex's photos on Facebook, saying, look, checking her status and stuff like guys do, because we're all crazy. And she's like, you got to stop looking at those photos. You got to get over it. Just relax. We're on the beach. And I was like, okay, one more photo, right? And I pressed on a photo, and it wouldn't load, right? It's like Vodafone, because I'm with Vodafone. Vodafone suck. Like, no reception. They just suck balls. So I went through the Wi-Fi's on the beach, and on the first Wi-Fi, it was called Minkywhale. Yeah.
I hate you so much. I'm done.
So that was how you got your name.
Yeah.
You found Wi-Fi Minky Whale.
Why is there Wi-Fi on a beach?
No, it was like because we were like near the residential area. Yeah.
That is the most painful story to listen to.
That was beautiful. Are you kidding me?
I just cannot handle how good you are at remembering everything. Wow.
Yep.
Oh man.
I'm lost for words.
It was beautiful. You'll never forget that story, ever.
I don't think I ever will. I think I'm going to be able to recite the entire thing.
How'd you get yours? What's your in-game name, Benson?
My in-game name is the Bensin bus.
Is there a big epic story to that one?
Okay, well, basically I started off with Talk, that was shit. And then I had Voku. And then I had Encore, and then I had Sad Asian Man. And see, the issue with that was because I'm not sad nor Asian, and I'm like a teenage boy. So then I changed to Bensin because I was all aboard that hype train where Insect started doing war jumps, and I was like, oh my god, I've got to be a Lee Sin main. Anyway, it got to the point where I started becoming like a part of a big part of the community through Queensland LOL, and I changed my league name to like all these variants of Bensin. Like if you guys know who Prince is, like Big Papa Guo and stuff like that, I changed my name to Bensin Guo for a while with Squiggle, and like I had a lot of names. But anyway, I was drunk the other night, probably about 2 weeks ago, and someone said change your name to the Bensin bus. So I changed my name to the Bensin bus. And now basically when I join a game, I can tell people to wear seatbelts, and if they piss me off, I can just troll them and say, you weren't ready for the Bensin bus. And there's a lot of Halo players who really dislike the Bensin bus, yeah.
The climax. Just
yeah, I like to just there's
Dude.
all aboard, right? Toot toot. There we go. So Voku, what's your Smurf's name?
On the lips.
On the lips.
On the lips. Mickey can know why. That big grin. It's
I didn't know
regarding.
anything.
Oh yeah.
I didn't spread any rumors.
Oh my
Are you gonna like
I'm
let
sorry.
us know what's going on? Like what rumor? Me and Alicifer are dying here. Like the
I
stream's
already
done.
know.
Oh well, I am dying here.
Sorry.
Can you please tell me what happened?
It's regarding a
I don't
certain
think actually, there's going to be no please.
Yes.
All right, so
there's gonna be no
guys,
shit
we
talk
also
history.
want to be asking the community questions. Jason has hopefully been collecting your questions in the Twitch chat, and we're going to be putting them forward to our guests. There were more than one, so let me just have a look back here. We had a lovely person asking a lot of questions, and some of them were really, really good. Just give me one moment. I'm just scrolling back. All right. Scumbag King was the person that was asking a lot of questions. LNQ scrimmed most of the high-end teams during the LCS, and they won around 40 to 50% of the time. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it was because they were new to the scene and nobody knew how to deal with them, or do you think there might have been other factors?
no idea. I didn't even know those were the results, so I can't really comment. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just adjusting to the meta, and the NA teams took them by surprise. So, 40 to 50% isn't that great, to be honest. Like, if you're scrimming and you're winning half, it means the teams are equal strength. But yeah.
There's another question here. It's has Minky ever seen / heard of the Cassidy top top? It's like Rise tanky mana style. What's your opinion? I spoke to you before. I said Cassidy top lane, and you immediately dismissed it. Is there anything that shoots out and says that Cassidy would be terrible top lane?
I've never seen a Cass top lane. Cassidy has been known for his traditionally weak early game, and he's only strong when he gets to level 6, which is when he gets scary. Top lane has trouble with ganks 1 to 6, so I don't know if Cassidy would be too great. I'm like, don't quote me on this, but like, I wouldn't try it, but and I haven't heard of it yet either. So yeah, but if it does, if it does start popping up, obviously I'll give it a look. Like, I'm not gonna completely dismiss it, but I can't say I'm a fan of it at the moment.
You don't feel like it'd work into champions like Rumble or anything like that?
It could, but then like you just get ganked. It's
kind
of like a crap version of Rise, because like Rise can bully anyone top, and he's really weak against ganks as well. But I think he'd be better at bullying top laners than Cassidy would.
There's also another question here from Takua. I apologize if I pronounce anyone's names wrong. I'm bad at that. Another question, do they think that the meta will change between now and Worlds, and if so, what do they think might change? Any thoughts? Not really?
I think with the new patch, the metas will change, but I'm not sure what the patch is yet. No one knows, so not sure what the meta will be as well. Like, that's just down to like what teams start doing. Like, if teams start doing something, it'll become meta. Like, if the pro teams start doing it, everyone will copy it. It'll become meta. So I can't really predict what pro teams are doing. Otherwise, I'd be one of the top tier analysts, but I'm not. So that sucks.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I got disconnected, so I couldn't see any of the other questions. So I don't think we can ask any more community questions.
Apparently the Koreans have tried Cassidy top, Minky, so maybe you should try it. Maybe you should be that Cassidy top guy, not just the Heimerdinger, the Cassidy.
Okay. Only if you shout me lunch.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, you come up to Brisbane for the mobile event on Sunday and I'll buy you anything you want.
Okay, next time I'm up in Brisbane, you owe me lunch, Bensin.
Okay,
I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down in my notes. Here we go. Bensin owes me lunch.
Great.
Bensin owes me lunch.
Oh, you guys are so cute going in your
We're gonna take some rad selfies for like, all those fun things. Yeah.
Bensin owes me lunch. Done. You're the fifth person on. You're the 5th person on the list.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a list of people who owe me food. There's a lot. Trust me. I'm building.
All right, guys.
I think we'll probably start to close it out now, but I'd like to thank both of you so much for joining us today, both Voku and Minkywhale. Have either of you got any shout outs you'd like to make? Be tame, please, Minky. You're the only one I worry about.
You can go first then,
I think
Voku.
Voku's more of a worry, to be honest.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, she's actually right. I'm more worse than Minky. She did an interview with me before, and it was not good.
I couldn't even use it.
Am I allowed to at least give him a shout out now?
Yes.
Alright. Firstly, I'd like to give a shout out to the BJ Special. Stars, you're a cutie. We love you. No, but in all seriously, huge shout out to Envy, Plantronics, Frag Labs, all of them. Like, they continue to sponsor us and help us, like, pay for our flights to tournaments and stuff like that. Shout out to the TeamSpeak boys, Simon, Spooks, Batsby, Rusty, Shots, Carbon. Carbon's great. Everyone else that I'm forgetting. I also have to give a huge shout out to Sangi. Gotta love his BM and his ground control he does for Simon on GD. Love that stuff. And yeah, that's all.
Minky.
Shout out to my team of Ascension. Shout out to our analyst, Otoki. He's the best analyst I've ever had in my life. He's actually the best. Shout out to my 3 ex-girlfriends and my 3 ex-girlfriends, because they're different. And
What
yeah.
about the Snapchat girls, man?
Shout out to the girl who just sent me the Snapchat. I love you too. That's
That's it?
that's it.
And one more thing, if people want to know more about you, where can they find you? Like, you've got your Twitter up on the stream. Is there anywhere else? You got Facebook pages?
I have Facebook and Twitch, but Facebook is probably the best if you want to get a hold of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Voku?
I have a Facebook fan page. I have Twitter. I'm just starting to stream on Twitch now. So.
And what is your Twitch URL?
/Voku.
/Voku. Okay.
Yeah, my Twitch is so easy to remember. I get a chance.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you to all the viewers that tuned in to watch today DuoQueue podcast. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. If you enjoyed the show, please like and follow us on Twitter and on our Twitch and our YouTube channel. You can also find all the links in the description below. You can follow us through Facebook and our webpage, which is duoque.net.au. And finally, please check out us, my lovely co-host, Bensin, which is, you may find him on Twitter at BensonAU. And, of course, myself, Alicifer. This has been DuoQueue Podcast. Thank you for watching, and we're signing out. Did they get that?
You said you're signing out. Oh my god.
I hope Jason.
Next time you get my back, huh?